Hi guys, I'm working with some new equipment. I hope it makes the audio better and the visual as well. We'll see. So the mic is coming next. Please hit the subscribe button. I always forget to say that, and I know a lot of people don't watch to the end, so hit the subscribe button, please. This is Feminism on Trial. One of the things that feminism has done, another thing that feminism has done is malign masculinity. How have they done this? Well, one of the ways is the term toxic masculinity. You hear it repeatedly, especially kids hearing toxic masculinity, or teenagers, or impressionable people who are still developing their worldview, etc. Well, they hear those words together, toxic masculinity, over and over again, to the point where I truly believe that your brain then says, okay, toxic masculinity is toxic. And so anytime a man shows anything that can be associated with masculinity, including opening a door for someone, oh my gosh, how offensive. Toxic masculinity, because what do you think? She can't open her own door? I mean, there are women out there that are like that. And there are a lot of men now that are like, I'm not opening the door for a woman. So, toxic masculinity. I did a little research and it made me feel physically ill, but I did it. Not because I don't know what it is, but you know, you kind of want to hear how they're pushing it. And then you go, wow. Especially as women, most of us do not realize how much the media, the powers that be, have pushed this on us since kindergarten. I mean, girl power. This is the definition of toxic masculinity from the Good Men Project. Toxic masculinity is a narrow and repressive description of manhood, designating manhood as defined by violence, sex, status, and aggression. It's the cultural ideal of manliness. So basically what we thought of before as masculinity is toxic. I, for some reason, always thought that toxic masculinity meant you were going overboard or something with one of those, classic masculine traits. Apparently not. Apparently it's true. They're defining how we have always defined masculinity as toxic. Manliness, violence, sex, status, and aggression. All that, wrong. That's wrong. It's the cultural ideal of manliness where strength is everything while emotions are weakness. Where sex and brutality are yardsticks by which men are measured, while supposedly feminine traits, it was in quotes in the thing, while supposedly feminine traits, which can range from emotional vulnerability to simply not being hypersexual, are the means by which your status as man can be taken away. So, if they think that if we see a man, say, holding a kitten or having a moment of being emotional, that other men and women will say, oh, that's terrible. That's not true at all. It's not true. I mean, it does take a lot for a real man to, get emotional. But those moments do not diminish it at all, because it's usually something that does harken back to his masculinity, back to his instinct of protection and provision. They are acting as if every man who's masculine is freaking Genghis Khan, just brutal and spreading his seed everywhere. No. Is a little bit of that in every man? Yes. On purpose. Because you guys are bigger, you're stronger, you're supposed to provide and protect. I can't have you crying when the wolf is trying to get into our cave. I can't have you freaking out if it's been a sparse winter. Like that, we can't both be emotional like that. We can't. It doesn't make the family unit strong. Historically, evolutionarily, biblically. And if there's one thing they keep saying ad nauseum right now, it's trust the science. Well, men are bigger, stronger, they have better eyesight. Those are facts. They are built to work, provide, and protect. And all of the hormones and their mental, capacity, all of that is designed for that. It's a beautiful design. And this whole boys will be boys thing, like that's a bad thing. When we say if there's a couple of boys and they're wrestling, say they're, 6, whatever, and they're kind of wrestling. It's not like super violent, but they're kind of wrestling. That's normal, and men do. Every species vies for hierarchy. And it's not wrong. It's not wrong. And it doesn't matter how women feel about that. So that's a little bit on toxic masculinity and what they've tried to convince us it is. There's obviously more to be said. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit subscribe and share.